He went gaily up to the sailors, who rose as soon as they perceived him, and the patron, accosting him, said, "The Signor Sinbad has left his compliments for your excellency, and desires us to express the regret he feels at not being able to take his leave in person, but he trusts you will excuse him, as very important business calls him to Malaga." "So, then, Gaetano," said Franz, "this is, then, all reality. There exists a man who has received me in this island, entertained me right royally, and has departed while I was asleep. He exists as certainly as that you may see his small yacht with all her sails spread. And if you will use your glass, you will, in all probability, recognize your host in the midst of his crew." So saying, Gaetano pointed in the direction in which a small vessel was making sail towards the southern point of Corsica. Franz adjusted his telescope and directed it towards the yacht. Gaetano was not mistaken. At the stern, the mysterious stranger was standing up, looking towards the shore, and holding a spyglass in his hand. He was attired as he had been on the previous evening, and waved his pocket handkerchief to his guest in token of adieu. Franz returned the salute by shaking his handkerchief as an exchange of signals. For a second, a slight cloud of smoke was seen at the stern of the vessel, which rose gracefully as it expanded in the air, and then Franz heard a slight report. "There, do you hear?" observed Gaetano. "He is bidding you adieu." The young man took his carbine and fired it in the air, but without any idea that the noise could be heard at the distance which separated the yacht from the shore. "What are your excellency's orders?" inquired Gaetano. "In the first place, light me a torch." "Ah, yes, I understand," replied the patron, "to find the entrance of the enchanted apartment. With much pleasure, your excellency, if it would amuse you. And I will get you the torch you ask for. But I, too, have had the idea you have, and 2 or 3 times the same fancy has come over me. But I have always given it up. Giovanni, light a torch," he added, "and give it to his excellency." Now, I know Franz showed up kind of unexpectedly to Monte Cristo. I guess just happened to be there at the time when Dante also was there, unless there's still some lingering doubt that maybe Franz was lured there on purpose. But all of that to say, it seems like Dante could have waited 20 minutes for Franz to wake up before he departed, unless this is part of some other machination he has going on. Because, I don't know, I mean, you would think that if you're Dante, you gotta know that people are going to be searching for the entrance to your cave. Why not make sure you set them off to sea before you leave, knowing that you can kind of mitigate that temptation on their part? Again, unless this is part of some bigger plan that Dante has. Folks, I don't know. I just don't know with Dante anymore. And I'm not going to speculate, but it just seems strange. His choice of action here, Dante's action, seems strange, and who could fault Franz for wanting to go and explore Monte Cristo on his own? I mean, for goodness sake, he didn't even get the hunting in that he wanted to do. So grab your rifle in addition to that torch, Franz. Get to work. Enjoy your vacay. But I guess on a literary level, you know, the I don't know if you call it form or style, Dumas is maintaining Dante's mystery and elusiveness by having Franz wake up and see that, oh, it wasn't just a dream. It wasn't a hallucination brought on by Gaetano and his crew. Dante, Sinbad, did exist, but keeping him at such a distance that Franz cannot interact with him and ask further questions. And it's like you can confirm that it really happened, but it maintains the mystery that this one man has the power to affect such a vision in another person. And so it kind of, Dante's purpose here kind of ends with an ellipses. And in that ellipses, you feel the suspense of his character, the tension that maybe this is more of a myth than a man, but maybe myths really do exist. We know that's not true. But that's the impression that is coming off of here. So, join me here tomorrow as we continue through this short chapter of Chapter 32. Until then, okay, goodbye. The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.